Peace. $1.50. Told G what it is. The hip hop headquarters. I got that red Jim Egyptian jewelry. You know what I mean? Peace. $1.50. Yo, I got my first aid joint, right? Yo, listen. It's geared for Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? I got my first aid joint geared for Lamborghini. It's updates and all that hooked up to it. You know what I mean? So that my consistency maintained all across Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Yo, when the reverse side of that is, you know, get on the bus. You know what I mean? When the reverse side is get on the bus, it's consistent with every suit in the deck. You know what I mean? My birthday being August 29th, 2G20. You know what I mean? The 52 cards in the deck. You know what I mean? So when I'm talking about every suit in the deck and the consistency on the first aid box with the contents maxed out for bus occupants, yo, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So the whole environment of Lamborghini, you know what I mean? The whole environment of Twitter, you know what I mean? The whole environment of the pandemic being you know, canceled out by the extremes of the consistency of $1.50. You know what I mean? The extremes of the consistency of $1.50 on Twitter. It's all digital. It's not nobody standing in front of you talking about they're not putting on a mask. You know what it is. You don't put on a mask. You know what it is. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's digital. You don't put on a mask. You know what I mean? You go in the house and you're on lockdown and you catch the pandemic when you get outside and fall out when you know what I mean? That's the digital extremes. The digital extremes are crazy because you're not going to show with that energy in public thinking that's the way things are supposed to be. Things are not supposed to be that way. Normally, you know what I mean? These things have existed since time began. Diseases, you know what I mean? You have to act accordingly. You can't show up saying you're not wearing a mask in a pandemic situation. You have to show up accordingly. So the same thing is on Twitter. When you're on Twitter, if somebody bump into you a certain way and you don't wash your hands, you know, the results are your own. Nobody can guarantee you nothing. But when you see me with the first aid kit, and the first aid kit look like every suit in the deck, you know what I mean? Boom! When you see that, you know that everything that the first aid kit will generate digitally is going to maintain a consistency on Twitter. It's going to cancel out, you know, medical extremes that aren't consistent with medicine. You know what I mean? Medicine is the way things are done. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking first aid kits and OSHA and consistency, get out of the way. You know what I mean? Pandemic canceled out like the Black Plague. You know what I mean? The Black Plague used to be, you know, the pandemic. Canceled out like, you know what I mean? 2G what it is. Peace. $1.50. The hip hop headquarters.